Hey, what is up, everyone? Um, Back with another debate. Today, it's going to be Alistair versus myself. Alistair's going to be representing base adult Naruto, mainly from the manga. I'll be representing base Goku from Dragon Ball Super, the anime, along with a composite of the manga. So it will be equal stats and we will be out of character. So without further ado, Alistair, you want to go over your first win con that you have for Naruto?
Thing. Um, first, all right. First thing I'm gonna argue is Naruto is going to bum rush you with uh hundreds to thousands of shadow clones. The scans for that.
All right, sure.
Uh, to- and we know from the series that Naruto can make at least um 2,000 uh clones, as obviously we've seen him as a child do the 2K barrage, and I'm gonna try to find like the scans of like all 2,000 of them in the Forest of Death. You know, as a child he was able to make the 2,000, and he gets even stronger. He learns chakra control more efficiently, and and he so logically he should possibly have like a higher amount of clones that he can make, higher than 2,000, but for now like the baseline will be the 2,000.
All right, sure. So, my first question would be, where do you agree a starting distance would be, like in terms of meters? How far away would you agree we are from each other right now?
um Starting distance, I will say he away from each other. Otherwise it would be like 40 meters, so like I guess we could start off at like 40 meters.
All right, sure. So you're just arguing you're going to surround the area with clones and then bombard me, right?
Yep.
All right. I'm just going to argue Goku will immediately fly up into the air and do an AoE Kamehameha and just annihilate the clones from the air. Like nuke the entire like battlefield.
Hmm.
And the thing about key is right. I can go into some detail. Is this key? when it does hit, it's going to be hitting on a not just physical but mental and spiritual level as well. I can go into detail and give scans on that if you'd like.
Well, I would like to provide scans, but I do know about the mental, physical, and spiritual part. Um,
Well, I'll get the scans anyways. That way,
like yeah, just for the video, I just get the scans.
Yeah, because not only Akira Toriyama states this in an interview, but obviously in lore and obviously IRL studies, it's theorized to have be spiritual, mental, and through all your cells, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Instinct, you can mute, please.
Oh, my fault.
So yeah, basically, right, when you go to surround Goku with your clones, I'm gonna just hop into the air, AOE with Kamehameha area of effect, just like nuke the entire battlefield with a spiritual, mental, physical based attack. So my question would be, will Naruto be able to handle this multi-layered attack? Also, you accept it being that, right?
Okay, so I do agree that key is mental, spiritual, and physical. I will argue that no, the clones will, when they see you fly into the air and like charge up this attack, they'll immediately protect themselves with a chakra barrier. And chakra is also mental, spiritual, and physical. So, and I'll get scans for that as well.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay. These it right here?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm reading over them here. So you say he's going to put a chakra, like, what'd you say exactly? Like aura barrier or what?
Like, they'll surround like themselves in like a chakra like barrier, like a chakra cloak. And like they'll cloak themselves in chakra to like protect themselves from said Kamehameha.
All right. So from there, I would obviously argue that Goku at that point would just use the transmission along with the Kamehameha, go to a different angle, and blast you off guard. Like still bombard the entire battlefield, like behind all the clones.
Mm. Mm.
And I would actually like to argue as well that Goku, his spiritual and mental based attack, I'm going to argue extra layers to the Kamehameha from here as well. So not only am I going to be teleporting behind you from the sky, right, and bombarding you from behind, I'm going to argue, right, because we've seen freaking just one example in Dragon Ball Super for right now. We see that when Goku fights Hit, the assassin, in the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament arc, he's able to actually contend with Hit with Kaioken times 10 on top of Blue. However, in his rematch with Hit, he's able to actually essentially stalemate Hit and fight on par with him while only using Super Saiyan Blue, which shows right there at least a 10 times boost onto his base form right there. So I'd say like that would add on 10 extra layers.
How exactly would that like be like layers exactly? Because from what that sounds like to me, it just sounds like he got stronger from their first encounter.
I can explain. Yeah, okay. So I can explain. Well, as we know, yeah, he strengthens his ki, right? And that scan actually posted. It literally verbatim states through strengthening his ki, which I've already proven. His ki is what's spiritual and mental in nature. So in turn, his ki, his spiritual and mental properties are getting strengthened by 10 times bare minimum, right? The potency of it.
Okay. All right. I guess I can accept that for being like higher layers. Like I'm just gonna
Okay.
I guess I'm just gonna argue that Naruto is gonna use no, all right. I'll accept the like nuke encounter.
Okay. So you'll admit you're not going to just bombard me and I'll nuke it. So that point is not really a factor right now.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, you have anything else you want to bring up? You can go on to another WinCon if you'd like.
I mean, like, kind of thought we'd just be like taking turns, like giving each other's win cons. So.
Okay, sure. Well, in that case, yeah, I'm just gonna argue Goku is gonna massively outskill Naruto, and he's gonna use his skill completely finesse and embarrass Naruto, and either do a couple of things, right? Just pick him apart, or just knock him unconscious. And he's also going to be hitting you with his skill, right? With his multi-layered ki that you already gave me that. So that you already gave me. I'm going to argue from now, right here, like skill. So I'm going to get close to you, right? And just hand-to-hand combat. And I can go into detail on why Goku's far more skilled than Naruto if you'd like. And why I would argue that and like grandstand that.
Yeah, like if you could like
So yeah, even early on, Goku, when he first arrived on Earth, after bumping his head, right, he was training with Grandpa Gohan, already in basic martial art, basic hand to hand studies, all that. By the time he met Master Roshi, Roshi already believed him to be like a literal prodigy. And this is also demonstrated multiple times. For one, when he shows that he can copy techniques on the fly within seconds after seeing it once, techniques that take masters 50 years to fully master, such as Master Roshi with the Kamehameha, for example. He also trained with this said master as well. And he would also go on in Dragon Ball to train with Korin on Korin's Tower. Yet again, another master with even more years of experience and mastery than Roshi. He would also go on to train with Mr. Popo, along with Kami, Guardian of the Earth, two other people who massively outscale Roshi in terms of raw mastery and combat experience. He would also surpass this same Kami when he fights Piccolo Jr. in terms of overall skill. He would go on to train with King Kai as well, surpass King Kai, actually mastered the Kaioken, which is something King Kai himself couldn't even fully do. Yet again, doing something that like a master can't even fully accomplish in its own art, in his own trade. Then also, obviously, we get to Whis as well in Dragon Ball Super, and with Whis, Whis is training him the like mastery, the art of self movement, and from there, he's far surpassed every master I named previously.
Mm.
And Goku's a dude who trains every single day with very, very, very rare exception. Like that's so he keeps this up. He trains with masters. He spars with characters on his level, near his tier, like Vegeta. So even as a kid, he's a prodigy with already multiple layers of skill.
Okay. Um, I I'm gonna argue that Naruto is going to use a shadow clone to like study Goku and study how like he like his fighting style and how to get through him and he'll just and since he can make these like this like big amount of clones like he'll like he'll know how to do like he'll already know how to defeat you by the time like he stops like sending out all the clones. And he's actually done this like in the like he actually has done this like in the canon. I'll get the
That's
scans
cool.
for that.
All right.
And I'd also like to add, like, even if Goku were to destroy the clone initially, like Naruto still gains like the experience from the Shadow Clone when it's like de-summoned or eliminated. So well, he'll still like gain that experience even if you just like destroy the clone.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? So you're saying this clone is going to pretty much get intel on me and it's going to go back to Naruto ultimately, right? And you'll know
Mm-hmm.
exactly how to. Well, I mean, how long will this process take? I might start asking first. It's like, is it like instant? Like, is he just going to summon a clone, and this clone just like instantaneously gets all of my info, or what?
Like he'll summon the clone, and he'll like use the clone to fight you before like he actually himself starts fighting you. Like,
All right.
Go ahead.
So, and throughout fighting Goku, right, this clone, whatever info he gathers, is gonna go back to Naruto when I bust the clone. Right? Is what you're saying?
Yep.
I mean, what the thing is, like, I would argue Goku would just finesse, like, embarrass the clone before he has a chance to learn much. It's just in a couple moves due to the skill gap. It's like you didn't really give anything to like go up against skill, like summoning a clone. Really,
Right. Okay.
like so if the yeah, it was like
so in the scan, like he show, of course, like and you see like Kakashi's inner monologue bubble, like he came up with strategies. So this was in his fight with Kakazu, and Kakazu we know has lived for like at least multiple decades, as he was able to fight like he was an assassin for his old village, and he was able to fight the first Hokage Hashirama Senju, who like dying much before like Naruto was even born. So he's had at least multiple decades of like combat experience, and Naruto still was able to come up with a strategy to defeat him. And then later in the series, he also fights a being named Kaguya. Kaguya existing much before even the time of Hashirama, existing so far into the past that this should be like at least hundreds of years into like the past, and Kaguya is getting fed info on by this creature that she birthed named Black Zetsu. Black Zetsu, who literally like basically writing the story of Naruto, literally knowing everything about the shinobi world, and he still was able to create like a strategy in order to like, though it was a collaborative effort, he did catch Kaguya off guard multiple times, and he was able to like fight again and eventually pick up the W. So I'm gonna get the scans for that.
okay. You mind if I like go ahead and address some of this?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you go ahead and get them, but I just want to go ahead and address some. So, like, first, I would like to point out, sure, like overall combat experience, cool and all, but that on its own, I would argue that doesn't really compare at all to like someone who has not only hundreds to like thousands of years, like these other masters I named off earlier, right? Like King Ka, Popo, and them, and Roshi has like hundreds. Like not only that they have like combat experience, but they have literal mastery over the art of what they're doing, like the literal like techniques that they have, right? They're literal like mastery over it, like perfect in what they do. And Goku's trained by them and surpasses them in these arts, right? And even masters certain techniques that some of these masters can't even fully master. King Ka, for example, with the Kaioken. So it's like I would say for that, just combat experience alone, that's cool and all, but it wouldn't compare to raw skill with this experience and mastery over it. And then secondly, right, for the Kaguya thing, like, yeah, she's pretty old. She goes back. She has like knowledge on the shinobi world, but like, I have a couple questions for this because, like, if I recall, this is a question, but like, wasn't she shown not to be also tactical against like Naruto and Sasuke? And like, where has she ever shown? Has she ever actually legit shown like raw hand to hand skill against that character with this experience of hers and these years of live and these years on she has on? You can have knowledge of something, but like not showing it, you know, having skill, something like that. It's like experience alone. That's cool. It's like, let me give you an example. It's like there's this librarian who could be like 50 years old, be very intelligent, read all these books, have all this knowledge and experience in the world. But you can have like this boxer who's like 20 years old, but is like a literal master boxer, been boxer for like 20 years, has full like he's gonna go up and box the living shit out of this librarian. This librarian's not gonna do anything. The knowledge he has isn't gonna allow him to do anything because it's his knowledge. He hasn't shown to do anything with that, like hand to hand wise with it. You know what I mean? Whereas his boxers has raw combat experience with being like an expert boxer in the trait, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Yeah, I do like see what you're saying, but to address the Kaguya point, like the main thing with the Kaguya point really wasn't Kaguya herself. Like, well, it wasn't just Kaguya herself. It was mainly Black Zetsu, because like he was the one that was like he wasn't controlling her, but he was like guiding her movements, coming up with like all of these strategies, and he was like he has like full knowledge of like everything in the ninja world. Like he literally damn near wrote the story to bring like Kaguya back. So he has like all of this knowledge on the ninja world. But he should at least, and his entire like purpose for that was to like help Kaguya like to bring her back and then get it, like the
so let me say this right. So you're using Zetsu as his knowledge, and you're gonna scale like to Naruto, right?
Yeah, because even with all of the knowledge that he was like giving to Kaguya, even with all of the strategy that he was giving her, like he still they still failed in the end, and she still got sealed.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, she literally got let out in the first place, though. They couldn't even prevent that from happening. They couldn't even stop his plan from happening, stabbing Madara in the back and letting her loose. And like, even then, even with that, like his knowledge and stuff, I would still go back on like, sure, you can have all this knowledge, like he could be like this, like all-knowing dude, but it comes down to like showing it though, and it's like just because he has this knowledge of the verse, it's like that doesn't inherently make him like this master prodigy martial artist with all this knowledge though, like in terms of raw hand to hand, because like I'm arguing both raw combat skill, training experience with raw hand to hand though. So like I'm gonna be like not just using like knowledge of a verse or like books or like this and that and the other. Like I'm gonna be using raw knowledge on how to just beat someone's ass. You know what I mean? Like hand to hand, raw, pure master.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I do see what you're saying with that. like I'll give you that you have like superior skill. Like I was like kind of just trying to make sure like it wasn't too like one sided with the skill. Like at least it wasn't like he still has like a good amount of like skill and like battle intelligence. I do
Yeah,
still have like the
but
superior.
all right, well that's cool. But I would like to point out, like, I'm just saying, like, sure you have a lot of battle intelligence and you've proven experience, but like in terms of skill, I would still say, yeah, even though you gave me superior skill, that's something I'm gonna like really drive home, yeah, as well, because like you really haven't provided any type of raw like hand to hand skill for Naruto as well. So I would just say the clone would get utterly embarrassed, and then Naruto himself would get like utterly embarrassed in terms of skill, like up close. But yeah, no, I'll take. But that's fine if you want to give me the skill argument. Do you have anything else you want to go on now from here?
Yeah, in terms of outskilling, like I guess now like I'll go into like another part of how it was like I'll say that if when he realizes that they're like, okay, yeah, this guy he's like really he's skilled, he'll try to like that's when he'll try to like just attack you from like afar and throw like Rasen shurikens at you. And the thing about the Rasen shuriken is it hits like it attacks you at a cellular level. He can by the last he learns how to like control it and like move it around, and also it can expand in size. So I'm just gonna argue that like Rasen shuriken, he uses like the Rasen shuriken to like he goes like back from afar and then uses the Rasen shuriken.
All right, from there, right? So you're gonna say you're gonna like start leaping back, right, and get to a distance on me to like try to bump and like from there try to like some bombard me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Because like earlier, Goku's already seen you try to do like tactics and maneuvers on bombarding him as well. So I'm gonna argue something similar to what really wasn't counted earlier. I'm gonna argue as soon as you try to like jump back and do that, I'm gonna teleport behind you and use it yet again a Kamehameha to bombard you from behind and AoE the battlefield.
I guess I'm gonna use this argument that I know I should have used earlier, but I guess when you try to like teleport behind me, I'm gonna realize that you teleported behind me, and then like use the substitution jutsu to like substitute in like a log or a rock or something, and I'm gonna disappear through like a few meters away and behind you, and then throw Rasen shuriken again.
All right, but like the thing is, right, when Goku first teleports, he's not going to just instantly launch the Kamehameha, though, I would say, right? So I'm going to keep teleporting around the battlefield, similar to how he did with Cell, and then he ends up in one single position. So yet again, at the same time, you're not exactly going to know where he's going to be. So how would you even know that?
Like correct me if I'm wrong, but like when Goku does teleport the instant transmission, there is like a sound that still happens. Like it's like a little zip or something. Like, am I correct?
I mean, I'm talking about when he's doing like the warp Kamehameha, what sound are you referring to with that instance when he does it like that?
Like whenever like he teleports, like using stuff like instant transmission, like
Yeah, like when he's
there's always
sitting
like
still
little
with his
like little zip.
yeah,
Whenever
like when he puts his fingers on his head, yeah. But like I'm not like gonna just stand there and like look at you though like that. I'm actually like in a combat situation where he doesn't have to do that, you know that, right? He doesn't have to even say Kamehameha to do that.
like
He was
yeah,
just teleporting around with the Kamehameha like it was nothing in the Cell Saga.
yeah, like he was still teleporting around with it, and I remember even like in the fight with Beerus, like he was like teleporting around with it, but like at the same time he was still able to like react to it, like because it was like they were of like similar speed, and he's still like, and it was like possible because like the sound was still made. Like it doesn't really matter if he has his fingers on his head or if he like it has the Kamehameha. It's still like shoot shoot shoot. Like it's usually like that's the sound effect that like it makes. So and even if like he doesn't do it, like there's still like the big blue light from the Kamehameha that he's probably going to notice. So there's like multiple ways of like him noticing, oh crap, there's somebody behind me.
Yeah, but another problem still yet again remains like the AoE effect though. Like I'm gonna be, even if you have like a substitution, I'm gonna be bombarding from whatever angle, right? The entire battlefield is gonna be done. So where are you gonna be? Like you're just gonna be caught in the explosion. Like the whole entire battlefield is gonna be nuked with literal 10 layers of spiritual and mental based key blast, you could say. So like whatever's in that surrounding, whatever's in the area, it's just going to be nuked, completely obliterated. Because if you do recall, like you did accept my original argument, that was never countered. So even if we say like this sound thing, right, that you're proposing would be like some type of a factor and give you like an indication, it's like that'd be cool. Even if you did make a substitution, that's cool. But like Naruto's still going to be hiding somewhere near the battlefield though, trying to leap out from a close enough distance so he can actually do something to Goku. So you're still going to be in that area getting bombed with 10 layers of mental and spiritual attacks.
Like all right. At this point, I couldn't find in this earlier, but I'm just gonna argue that Naruto's just gonna fly out of it. I know this is a lot of shit that I should have used earlier, but in the last, like again, we see Naruto flying, but and it's not even just in Kiwi Chakra mode. Like as you can see by the GIF, like he's still in his like base form, and he's
his base form, but he has like flying aura around him.
Yeah, that's his chakra.
Yeah.
Like,
so he's not like fully in base. Isn't that like Hubie Cloak? Like, could you send? Is this just a GIF? Right. Like, is there more context to it? Like, what's actually? Can you actually send the clip? Or like, can you give me more context of what's going on here?
Okay, so for this, of course, this was during the like the last movie, and he like at this point, he and his soon-to-be wife Hinata, like they're fighting this guy Toneri, and this GIF is like them destroying like the Tensagon energy vessel, and like as you can see, like their chakras are like they're combining their chakras at this like for the attack, but I guess the main thing to point out here, I guess, in terms of like the fact that like if he can fly, it is like in the last like Naruto's chakra like is gold like a lot, and like I'll show you like a gif of him using like the Rasen Shuriken. For some reason it's gold. Like it's like they just changed his base like chakra cloak to gold for some reason. I don't know, because artistic style. Ooh, gold. But if you can see, like he still has like his normal like clothes and shit. He still looks like normal. It's just like he has his chakra around him, and this chakra is just gold for some reason. Like, and this wouldn't necessarily be like QB chakra like aura, because the normal QB chakra aura is like red, and whenever it's yellow, that's when he like actually transforms into it. Like when he actually transforms into QB chakra mode.
Okay. So, because I mean, sure, like this second GIF here, it shows him like seemingly in his base, like hopping up in the air. Like, is that him supposed to be flying right there or levitating or what here in the second GIF? Or is that just him jumping really high and like launching him?
It's more so like when he just jumped really high and launched it. You know? Like there is like another GIF of him like somewhat flying. Like I can send that like just need to get that. Like and in that one there's like no aura, no nothing. He's just like in his base. Just like just up in the air.
Okay.
Disconnected for a second.
So you're pretty much going to say that once the blast hits the ground, you're going to attempt to like fly out of there, right?
Yeah.
Well, from there, once he launches the blast and he literally sees you go to fly off, I'm just going to argue he's going to just teleport right over to you and finesse you with his skill. Because from there, you're going to be attempted to escape. You're going to be wide open. I can easily just zoop right over there and massively outskill you, while at the same time hitting you with 10 layers of mental and spiritual attacks. Because, like, obviously Goku's going to see you literally, like, try to escape the battlefield after he launches his attack. And and he can sense life energy, all that stuff, spiritual, mental energy, etc., etc. Which you say you have too. And I accepted that.
Yeah. I guess like at that point it would kind of be like a similar song and dance. He's just gonna like use like substitution jutsu, just like substitute with a clone or something. And
But I would just say you won't see it coming. Then you're gonna be trying to escape a big explosion. I'm just gonna come up and blindside you and beat your ass like beat Naruto with finesse. Like it's like literally imagine it like this, right? I'm like launching the Kamehameha. Right when it hits, you attempt to like fly out. I just doop doop boom boom and just beat you down. So you won't even see it coming. You're already focused on the explosion and on a blast.
All right.
And the skill gap is massive. Once I'm up close, I would actually argue and grandstand and be over quick.
Okay. What? All right, sure. I'll accept this as a. I'll accept that.
All right. So you have anything else you want to bring up?
I guess. Yeah, I guess this will be. I think this is like my last WinCon I have, at least for base. I guess I'm just gonna.
Yeah, sorry, you cut out. What'd you say?
Argue. Okay, I'm gonna say like he fear hacks you by like making you see Kurama.
Okay, so how would this work exactly?
So basically, you would look into his eyes, and he would then, and then you see like the full form of like the Nine Tails.
Yeah. And then what?
And then you're gonna be like, you'll at least be like confused, like, yo, what the hell is that? What happened? And then while that happens, then I'm gonna just like hit you with like multiple Rasen Shuriken or whatever.
I mean, all right. So you have to like when Naruto does this, does he have to like activate it and sign, or did you already post something for it right here? I see like one scan, but like.
Okay, so this is the scan that comes right before it. I probably should have posted this as well. My bad. So basically, you look into like his eyes, and his eyes at this point have like he has like the Kurama eyes, like he has the like a line pupil thing, like you see that, and then just you'll see Kurama's big old avatar just like up there. You see big old Kurama's form.
All right, but why would this inherently make Goku like get confused and stuff? Or is that what you said, or like it would like throw him off? Like why would that be the case?
Like you would at least be thrown off because like beforehand, like you wouldn't know that this, like, of course beforehand, like this big old thing wouldn't just be here. Like Naruto doesn't normally like summon in this big old thing. Like he would, of course, like you'd start out the battle, like at least would you agree? Like when we start out the battle, like you would, like we're just starting it out as like 1v1, and then all of a sudden, like you look into his eyes, and this huge freaking creature is just behind him, like, and like that would be at least something new. That'd be something interesting to him. Like, wait, yo, what happened? Where did this thing come from? That's.
I mean, I might have to beg to differ because, like, while it is an interesting point, I would have to say Kurama being like this big fox thing, right, and like possibly throwing him off guard. I wouldn't say that'd be a factor due to the simple fact, multiple reasons actually, because Goku's no stranger, right, especially in Dragon Ball, to like seeing bigger things come out, fighting larger opponents. Like for example, Shinron throughout his entire life, this thing's like a huge, like fear-inducing dragon. You know what I'm saying? Like this thing's all like gruesome looking and acting, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like he literally sees this all the time. He literally sees like great Azarus, for example. We literally see like in the Saiyan saga, Vegeta turn into like Great Ape Azaru. Like the point is, I don't see why like a big fox coming out, even if it's like a big fox, would automatically throw Goku for a loop or like throw him off guard, because like he's literally seen that and then some, pretty much like that and more. Like he's literally seen giant apes who can shoot mouth blasts. You know what I mean? He's seen like green dudes grow the size of buildings, right, and still fight them like it's no problem, like without hesitation. And that's another thing, right? Goku has been trained to fight while remaining calm of mind as well. This is shown with Mr. Popo, so I don't see why this would like throw him off at all. He'll still be very calm, collected, and focused. And this is nothing new to Goku. Hell, he's seen a dragon engulf multiple galaxies. Super Shinron, that didn't freak him out. Like he's seen it all. Like, not to mention again, just being able to fight calm of mind, being trained to do that exactly. You know, it's just not. I don't see how that would even throw him off. Like I get what you're trying to say, but like at the same time, there's literal evidence to suggest that really wouldn't be the case via what he's witnessed consistently and via how he was trained to fight.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, whatever. I guess I'll give you like that. So, I guess you want to go to conclusions. I guess.
Sure. Yeah, you can go on to yours first.
All right. Well, I mean, seeing as I kind of gave you all of the points, like seeing as like I gave you all of the points, like it wouldn't really matter. So I guess I'll give you this debate. Like this would, like, I'll say that like my personal diff would probably be like similar to like Slick's debate with you on Thor versus Hal. Just gonna say, you know, like like high low to low mid or something. But yeah, I will just say like I did technically give you every point, so you did win.
All right, well, GG, man.
Yeah. Still a good debate nonetheless.
Ooh.